Hey everyone! Welcome back to the Book Nook. I'm still here at the Museum of Everyday Objects, and today I'm checking out something that's become part of our everyday lives. In fact, you're watching me through it right now. The World Wide Web. It's the system that lets us visit websites, watch videos, and share pictures online through the internet. I know we use it every day, but I started wondering, how did the World Wide Web get started? Who made it happen? Take a moment and write down your guesses or any ideas you have about how the web might have been invented. And then, let's explore this together. All right, we're in the museum and we're ready to explore the internet. Here's something interesting. Depending on where you look or who you ask, the story of the World Wide Web might be told in different ways. Why do you think that happens? There are different accounts or versions of the same story. Sometimes different accounts highlight different parts of the story. We can compare them to see what's the same and what's different. To see how this plays out, we're first going to read an account from someone pretty important, Tim Berners-Lee, the inventor of the web himself. Listen closely for the kind of detail that are included in this account.
I was born in London, England, and grew up in a family where mathematics was a big part of everyday life. My parents were mathematicians, so I was raised with the idea that maths and technology could solve real-world problems. As a child, I loved tinkering with electronics, building things like electromagnets and burglar alarms with my friends. My interest continued at Oxford, where I built my own computer using parts from an old TV. Later, working at a company called CERN in Switzerland, I noticed researchers had trouble sharing information across different computers. That's when I thought of connecting documents through a universal system. I called it the World Wide Web. In 1990, I created the first web server and launched the first website. My goal, to make finding and sharing information easy no matter where you were. I kept the web open and free. Looking back, I'm amazed at how quickly it became part of our everyday lives.
Wow, how amazing! What do you notice about this account? Here, Tim Berners-Lee is telling us about his personal experiences with creating the internet. This is called a primary account or primary source, a first-hand detailed story straight from the person involved. Pause here and jot down 3 details Tim shared about his experience inventing the web. Think about which parts of the story he chose to focus on. A primary source like this is really valuable because we get to hear exactly what the inventor was thinking and feeling at the time. It's like we're getting a behind-the-scenes view. Tim Berners-Lee shares details like how he loved to build things growing up, how he noticed his coworkers struggling, and how this inspired him to come up with the World Wide Web. We get details someone else might not know, and this makes the story of this amazing invention more personal. Now let's look at a second account of the internet's invention, written by a historian many years later. This is a secondary account, written by someone who wasn't there, but who studied the event and is telling us more about it. As we read, see if you notice any overlapping parts of the story. Are there details that are the same as Tim's? Which parts are new? The World Wide Web, created by Tim Berners-Lee in 1990, quickly became much more than a tool for scientists. It changed the way people communicate, learn, and do business. Schools started using the web for research. Governments set up websites to provide information, and companies began selling products online. As more people got connected, the web allowed businesses to grow in new ways. Online shopping and services changed how people around the world spent money. It also made it easier for people to stay in touch with family and friends, no matter where they were. Today, the web is a part of everyday life for billions of people. From streaming videos to using social media, it continues to shape how we work, learn, and play. The web has opened up new possibilities and made the world feel smaller and more connected. Wow, incredible! The web really did change the world, didn't it? Pause here to jot down one way the accounts were the same and one way they were different. Both accounts are telling the story of the web's invention and impact, but they're focusing on different details. Tim's account was a more personal recollection about how the web started and where his inspiration came from. The historian talked about what happened next and the web's impact on the world. Each version is true, but gives us a slightly different version of the story. Can you think of a time when you read or heard two different versions of the same story? Jot down an example if one comes to mind. Great work! As readers today, we learned how to analyze different accounts of the same event, like the invention of the World Wide Web, by closely examining each account and noticing what was the same and what was different. By comparing these accounts, we saw how each version added new pieces to the story, helping us see the whole picture, from how it began with Tim Berners-Lee to the huge impact it has on the world today. All right, another great day at the museum. We have one more visit, so be sure to come back soon. And in the meantime, keep reading and keep working on those goals. Bye!
Hey, hey.